Okay, today the first raid of the day is a raid by Thor on a player in a new clan, China Rush. China Rush appear to be running really good bases. The heroes aren't as high as a lot of the elite clans, but I could see them potentially joining the elite group. They're warring 40s, so but they look fairly strong. They've certainly got really good bases. And just have a look at this base here, and you're seeing a lot of this now where people are running a bit of a triangle in the center with two infernos kind of to one side and the queen in the center. This base doesn't do that as much. If the infernos were more over, then maybe it would be much harder to get the queen and an inferno. But with the inferno still being fairly centered, Thor here manages to get the queen and inferno. If the infernos were a bit further over, it might be a much tougher base. Anyway, let's have a now. This attack I'm going to title the new Goblin Hero because well, you've got to see the raid, but it's spectacular, and it will certainly change my rating combo from the way this worked out. It's great, and like you probably should have used some hogs at the start to clean off an AD, but it's awesome raid. Anyway, so standard, so he's approaching here. You can see he's probably wants those two ADs in the Inferno, although this AD doesn't really have much of a crack at. So he's dropped his two goblins, lets the CC come in. We're seeing a lot of mixed CCs now, and I like mixed CCs because I think that if you actually did a lure, they're quite painful to lure and kill. So you're seeing a lot of people draw them, zap them, but because they're mixed, you don't get the minions. If there's any wizards there, you don't quite get the wizards. If there's a witch, it comes in late, so that gives your the CC more time to do damage on the golems. You know, they're a really nice CC, and you can see this is a mixture of witches, goblins, some archers, and some minions, and the golems take a lot of damage from that type of CC. So here, Queen's clearing things out from behind, used the king ability but didn't quite kill the queen, and Queen's sort of working her way through the base. Now this would be a natural point if the actual bow engages on the queen. The second that bow engages on any of the queen troops is a good time to drop some hogs and take out that AD, but Thor chose not to do that on this attack, and probably would have been a safer raid with some what I call insurance hogs to take down that air defense. Maybe 3 hogs or something. There's a risk of a spring trap there, so you might drop 4 hogs or 3, but you know, just 1 then a 2 just in case there's a spring there. Anyway, let's see. Going around the base. So he's dropping his loons, sort of typical sort of dropping them in 2s and 3s at each defense around the perimeter. Raging them in. He freezes the Inferno before it sort of activates on the balloons. I like to sort of see it activate just a little without taking down the balloons, but you know, reasonable timing there, taking out the Inferno without impacting the balloons at all. And you can see dropping them in sort of 2s in the second half of his raid. They will, and it clears most of the base that way, but all doesn't go to plan, and you'll see what happens here. So he's got 2 balloons left coming at the Wiz Tower. Got lots and lots of pups around the base, clearing up all the base, but there's an air defense left because he didn't use any hogs or anything to take that down. The air defense has done a lot of damage on both his, I guess, lavas and his balloons, and he's left himself with just pups and an air defense, and the air defense is going to win that battle for the most part. But just have a look at this little goblin running around here. So the goblin, you can see taking down the D collector really fast, and this is a goblin. This is the new Goblin Hero. Have a look at this. Runs over here to clear up the elixir store, but still is left. Back for the air defense, a couple of seconds left, and here it is taking down the air defense. Goblin wins the 3 stars. There's his new Goblin Hero. It's awesome. It's a level 6 goblin. It's insane.